Welcome everyone to this month's Astro Colorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. So the idea of the Astro Colorscope is that in a moment I'm going to pick 3 crystals from my crystal bag. I'll throw them into a circle of 12 houses. We'll see which houses the crystals are aligned with. Then I'll read the crystal energy, the colors, and the house energy that they're in. I'll also take a bead from my bead bag just to see what the influence of an extra piece of color is. Then the third thing is I'll take a card from the Voyager deck and I will ask you to take a look at the card. Hopefully you'll be able to see it properly. And I'll ask you to see which image in the card you're most attracted to, and what that image means for you. I'll be looking at the card as well and letting you know what I feel the influence is. So before we get started on your crystals, I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on this September with the astrological influences. So this is kind of a big month for aspects in the heavens. There is a sense of a shift, of a change, and it's almost like I almost feel like a breakthrough month for all of us. So from the 1st onward, there is a Venus-Mars conjunct, and it almost feels like it's a start of a breakthrough energy. Then on the 5th, the Sun is trine Pluto, and it feels like you're going to find something. And it might be that you find lost love. On the 6th, Venus goes direct. It's been retrograde for at least the last month, 6 weeks. There's a sense of not only finding something, but maybe finding that love for someone else, but also for yourself. It's almost like you've been looking for something, and it could have been that you've been looking outside of yourself, but I also feel if you've been looking inside, maybe for an idea, not necessarily love, it could be an idea, maybe a business idea. It might be that you'll find your fabulous home that you wanted, but it's because something is shifting within you. So then around the 8th, Mars and Uranus are trine, and that Mars energy is very much about passion. So we started out the month with Mars and Venus conjunct. So it's almost like there's a big influence of Mars, at least to me, for that first week of September. So I feel that there's passion. I feel that with Venus becoming direct, there's a lot of love energy that's starting to come out. So it almost feels like there's a big breakthrough, a dam that's opening up. Lots of love, lots of passion, lots of activity. And then the 9th, Mercury is square Pluto, and it feels like that's an upset, that there's going to be some criticism maybe, and it's not necessarily somebody being critical of you. It may be that you're criticizing yourself or criticizing others. It just feels like there's a sense of criticism that comes up around that time. Then the 17th, Mercury goes retrograde. We know what happens with that, right? So communication goes a little bit off. But at the same time, Saturn moves into Sagittarius. Jupiter is opposing Neptune. And it feels like this is a wake-up time. It feels like there's a wake-up to reality. And that communication, it almost feels like you can no longer access something that you've been pretending has been in your life. So it's almost like you can no longer access that, and you can no longer pretend anymore. So your imagination, it's not that your imagination is going, it's just that what you've imagined to be true, what you've imagined to be your reality is no longer a part of your life. That's what I feel that energy is all around. So then there is that breakthrough. There's Pluto moves into direct. It's in Capricorn on the 24th. Get my words right here, and there's a feeling with that. That is a planet of transformation, and I feel almost as if again we're moving through this big breakthrough wake up call the whole of the month. It's almost like we're shaken awake with that, and then on the 27th. there is a supermoon, and this supermoon, there's a lunar eclipse that goes with this supermoon, and I feel, again, it's in Aries, so I feel that Mars energy is really coming through, and it, you know, there is still a feeling of a breakthrough, like something is breaking out, and it doesn't have to be negative, it can be really, really positive, but I feel as if whatever illusions you've had or whatever you've been playing with, you now have to get serious, and the illusions are no longer there, and it's almost like you are suddenly coming alive. So if you imagine, what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing this doll. So if you imagine you've been a doll, you've been like Pinocchio or something, and then suddenly you become a person. So that's the sense of it. That's the kind of movement of the energy through the whole month. There is a partial solar eclipse on the 13th, and of course that is around that fabulous new moon as well. So with the new moon in Virgo, it feels like you are making your wishes now, and those wishes are for the long-term future, that this is not about a quick fix, that this is a long-term energy. What is it you want in the next 5 years? And that's what it feels like. Ooh. That's what it feels like that new moon is about, and then the full moon is that culmination. It almost, again, feels like you are breaking out, you're breaking free. So it could be that you're breaking free of a relationship, but it could also, I really feel that it's breaking free of illusions. I felt this little shiver. When I get shivers, it's usually about the truth. Okay, so now remember, I offer different consultations on my website, sealedwithlove.com. You can get card readings or intuitive soul guidance, all kinds of different things. You can also have a crystal gem reading as well. Now, before we get onto your crystals, remember to subscribe to my love letter at bit.ly/color kit. You'll get a free gift of a fabulous color kit. You can find out all your true colors in that color kit. Okay, so let's get started with your crystals. Okay, Virgo, so for you, it's kind of interesting because you have stones that went into your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th house, and they're all very similar kind of energies. So there's something that's moving through the vibration for you this month. So the first stone that came up is this piece of orange aventurine. And aventurine, this particular piece, especially with orange, and it went into your 2nd house. The 2nd house is about worth and self-worth and what you value. And the orange aventurine is about self-worth. So it's almost like this month, this is a big, huge issue, challenge, vibration for you to see how much you love yourself. How much do you love yourself, especially with the heart as well? And whatever you value, you are going to, it's like I'm hearing in my mind thrice fold, you know, whatever you value. If you value yourself first, if you love yourself first, let's say you love yourself 5%, then you will receive back 5%, but 15% of energy. So if you are at 100%, then you'll get 300% of energy back to you. So hopefully that makes sense to you. This orange is very emotional. So it says this is an emotional time for you. There's a lot of clearing up, clearing out, and you know, I feel almost as if you've been stuck and now it's time to get the energy shifting. You know what's good is that you've got Jupiter moving through your sign for this next year. So that is a good energy. It's time for expansion for you, which is really exciting. And then in your 3rd house went this piece of bronzite. So we've got aventurine, bronzite. So you can't see it, but this has gold on it as well. And bronzite, it pinpoints the choices that you've made, that you've been making, and it helps you to see where you have given away your power, where you have been powerless, that bronze. And so it helps you to look into your past to see where you gave your power away and when it started as well. That's the sense of this. So this is not about beating yourself up. This is about getting information so that you can heal. So then in your 4th house, this piece of red jasper sat. So now we have orange and kind of a gold, brown, and then red. So if we imagine that that's like a color wheel or a color combination that we're moving through, they're all very connected to each other. That red jasper, it's very grounding. It links to the Kundalini. So it means that there's a lot of power that's coming up from the earth for you this month. You got this bead, which is blue, which is totally different from all the other colors. But I feel with this, it's kind of a violet blue. So I feel with this that it's saying that you can reach out for help. You can ask for help. You can ask the divine, your angels, your friends, to help you, to assist you, to guide you. Because something's happening here where you are, it's like strategically moving along a path. And with it, it's almost like you are felling trees to make this new path for yourself, so that then you can come into your power again, because it's almost like you haven't been in your power. So with the red jasper, this helps you to ground in your home. So on a practical level, if you haven't had a home, then this is saying that something is changing around that. There's more stability that's there. There's more protective energy that's coming in, and there's more power that's coming in. With the bronzite in your 3rd house, this is saying ask for help, reach out for help, ask for guidance. And then with this aventurine, you are letting go of that devaluing energy that has been around, and you're starting to value who you are and what you have created around you as well. And you're going to start taking your power back, which is exciting. So then the card that came up for you is called Logic. Take a look at that card and see if there's anything that attracts you at this moment, and then ask yourself, what does that mean? So when I look at this card, I'm obviously focused on the crystals, but I'm seeing that it's an X. And when you say something, then you say negative, or you cross it out. And if something is wrong, you cross it out. And that's what I feel with this, that it's saying that anything that you've done wrong, then now it's time to cross it out of your life, move it out of your life. Don't beat yourself up about it. Stop feeling guilty about it. Same with anybody else. If somebody's done something to you, forgive them. Let them go. Use the Cutting the Ties That Bind meditation that I have on my YouTube channel, on my website as well. Use that meditation to help you to let go of anyone and anything that doesn't serve you, because it's time for you to come into your power this month. Okay, that's it for this month's Astro Colorscope. I hope you enjoyed it. Do please give it a thumbs up if you did. Share it with your friends, and you can share it by email too. Let me know in the comments below if the messages resonated. And remember, you can grab my free color kit, find out your true colors at bit.ly/color kit. I will see you next week. Lots of coloricious blessings. Bye.